be free. Come and lead the land to me. Come and stay under the tree.
Cameras rolling.
Under the tree, oh, under the tree, oh.
We are live again under the tree once again. I don't know why, but we are live recording. This is beautiful. Let's bring us back to come back and reach us over. Therefore, folks, we got the topics today. Hook up. So you know, you the computer sometimes. The cable is giving you a little trouble and shut us down and wake us up. But we here.
Yep, and we're happy
We
to be
here
here.
again. And yes, basketball did save my life. I know what you were looking at. Wonder why you wearing this shirt with writing on it. You know basketball did save my life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you want to share? Tell us all about it.
Want me to tell you about basketball?
Yeah, because when something saves your life, everybody should know why and how.
I grew up in Montel Heights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the crime and the gang and this that. So when everybody was crime and banging and smoking dope,
Mm-hmm.
I was shooting hoops.
Okay.
And then when I shoot hoops, I had a vision. It sounded like a joke, it was real.
Wow.
And this vision was so good that one day I started to love it. And when I get to love basketball, I decided that I would go in more leadership role.
Okay.
Yeah, because everybody is Tony, Tony, Tony. Do this, Tony, bring the ball, Tony. So I started to I started to referee, like to control and keep everybody in order. And then I realized this is a career that I could take to the next level. And so I decided that I would take this to the next level.
That's good.
And basketball, truly taken to that, I could become an international referee, and I've been around the world refereeing basketball and did everything around the world and represent my country. But the key was, I ain't talking that part, I ain't talking this part.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball disciplined me because I stepped into the kind of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
It started to steer me that I got to do the right thing.
Okay.
And so if I continue where I started, basketball is the vehicle. Keep me straight, keep me going.
On the straight and
Because
narrow.
all I want to do is reach the top.
Okay.
And so
you're one of those high achieving men.
Yeah, that keep me motivated.
Excellent. Excellent.
And through me being around the world and traveling, I discovered that the Bahamas is one of the beautifulest places in the world. But what was key to me traveling is seeing how people live. People live in the touch. I mean, I've been in Brazil, in the hills, and then Costa Rica in the hills, and Montserrat and Montego, like in Jamaica, and see how they live in the mountains, on side of the mountains, and thatch and tin roof, and crowd like ants. And then some living on the side of the road. And then I had an experience. I went to Venezuela, and then at this hotel called Hotel Maral. You'll never forget it. When you come downstairs in the hotel, and this is a 5-star hotel, at nighttime, people sleep on the sidewalk, and daytime they run them. So my experience was to see all these people sleeping on the side of the road. I say, well, we gotta go in the Bahamas, eh?
Better in the Bahamas.
And so
more than a slogan.
Yeah, and so you wondered why everybody want to come here to the Bahamas. That is why a lot of people. And so my experience, my travel experience, that brought me to this level of respect for the Bahamas and respect what we have. But I was one of the chosen because at that time I was the only Bahamian refereeing along with all these fellas from different countries. And so that was experience for me. But let me tell you what happened to me. Well, I don't know why I started talking about something different.
Basketball saved your life.
Oh, let me tell you what happened to me. I know why I tell me so, but I tell my story. started to play rugby
Mm-hmm.
when I came. I did basketball for 30 years. In between time, when I come back, I would play rugby at the rugby pitch.
Mm-hmm.
It was rocky then. When we the ones who started the ground and grass. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm tell you some experience. And I started to play rugby. The
Uh-huh.
Buccaneers, a group called Buccaneers.
Okay.
Every year we make 2 trips. These English guys now
Mm-hmm.
from all over the world. Every year we make 2 trips around the world, and they take me every twice a year. It used to be Thanksgiving
Mm-hmm.
and Easter.
Okay.
So the Easter trip we go South America, someplace far.
Mm-hmm.
But the Thanksgiving trip we go someplace in the States.
Okay.
And had experience to play this rugby and take these trips. And we played everywhere. I you talk in Cuba at the university, and listen, we played halftime at a Dolphins game as an
Wow.
exhibition. The Bahamians.
Wow.
See, a lot of
Wow.
people who know these, see all these little stories
Mm-hmm.
you might hear, but people don't understand. These are true stories. I have anybody challenge me, I have.
Documentation.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
take a little picture, you do a little this, and do that.
Mm.
Halftime at Dolphins game, the Bahamians are Bahamian 15 aside. I had a good friend called Peter and Bristol,
Mm-hmm.
and the fellow like Bill Mills and Craig Massey and these teachers used to come here as expats.
Mm-hmm.
They said some used to teach at Gumman High, some used to teach at St Andrews and QC, majority of them. And so and some used to work in the lucha, so they come on the weekend to
Okay.
play rugby.
Mm.
And so I had a I had a good life, but basketball is where I made my big impact.
Right.
And that means even in my business, basketball has helped me in my business.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
I will tell anybody that the Bahamas is one of the greatest place to live. But now, here we go. Here we go now.
Mm-hmm.
But now we are spoiling the Bahamas. And
Explain.
not talking you talking about not talking about Pinland, but I wanna say this. You might wonder why Pinland didn't want Atlantis
So Linden
to
Finley.
Linden Pinland. You might wonder why he
Mm-hmm.
didn't want Atlantis.
Mm.
And I never figured out till today. I couldn't figure
Oh.
out why.
Okay.
Why would the Prime Minister don't want a nice big hotel would have all these people and all
Mm-hmm.
these people employed?
Mm-hmm.
Then I figured out.
What was it?
He realized that if something happened, like a pandemic like this,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big calamity that
Okay.
8,000 people out of job. So
Mm-hmm.
what he wanted is what we call a boutique little hotels.
Yes. Yes.
So if one closed, it wouldn't have a big effect.
Effect on the economy.
Right. And
Mm.
then let me tell you what else he was protected. Boy, life funny, eh? I know why we talking about it now. This is my last song and then we get back to our topic. And then he also was smart. He realized that the Bahamas is first for the Bahamians.
Yes. Yes.
Now, since him, every other prime minister we had,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like the Bahamas is all for the foreigners.
Okay.
I'm not talking poor. I'm just talking
No,
about
no, no. I have
right. Okay.
heard it. I have heard
And
it. Friends talk, people, especially those,
mhm,
well, I won't say, but
mhm,
those who have been exposed to
yeah,
the operations and who've tried to establish themselves, come to realize why is it that the Bahamians have it so hard. But,
good afternoon, Foxhill.
I came
Good
to
afternoon, Jason. Good
Jan,
afternoon, John. Good afternoon,
your niece
Princess. I
princess.
couldn't believe it. Bang, Princess. I love you.
Yes,
I love all of y'all.
welcome, welcome,
This
welcome.
gonna be trouble
Well,
today.
anyhow, Tony
Don't
has
continue.
done the preliminaries,
Yep.
and seeing that he has delved into greeting you all, I think we might as well just move right into our
And that's
topic
just
for
a pet
today.
talk.
Yeah, but
Just
you
to let you
know,
know what's going on.
I, I,
Go
I
on.
I
Continue.
think there's a moral behind your experience,
Mm-hmm.
and oftentimes life takes us down certain paths,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't realize the benefit of it, some of us are pulled kicking and screaming. We don't want to do it. But I mean, Montel Heights today is different from it was in your era,
Mm-hmm.
but even then it had a reputation,
Oh yeah, I used to go.
right?
Oh, I like chop people. I used to chop people.
Okay.
I used to chop
And
people
so
before I get
basketball
into the
saved
basketball.
your life.
Mm-hmm.
It took you along the pathway to success.
Mm-hmm.
And so sports is good, and extracurricular
Mm-hmm.
activities is good. And so I guess our plug here would
Mm-hmm.
be for parents to encourage
Oh yeah.
extracurricular activities, for their children.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it all about the academics,
Right.
because academics are the foundation, but the vehicle that take many persons to and up the ladder of success is these
Do
extracurricular
the
events.
do the maths. You want to do the maths? Those folks who are with us today,
Mm-hmm.
they could sit down. They could tell you. They could almost vouch for this.
Mm-hmm.
When they was in school, they had these smart kids who was
Mm-hmm.
brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
smart on them.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask them where these kids is today. When you see a kid is well rounded, not just smart, just well rounded, not just book
Mm-hmm.
smart,
Mm-hmm.
and and an average kid.
Mm-hmm.
When you see an average kid, they always be successful.
Mm.
The very ones that you think is so smart in school
Mm-hmm.
is the biggest screw up you ever find.
Wow.
Now you can do
And
in
I
your
guess
test.
because of the absence of balance, eh?
There you go. Because
Absence
their
of
bookwork,
balance, yeah.
you must have that.
And you have to develop some skills.
And let me tell you, parents out there, sports teach you discipline.
Yeah.
And so when you see a lot of kids who do sports, not the knuckleheads now, because you got a lot of them, but I talking the ones who do sports and level off.
The knucklehead.
Yeah, you got some knuckleheads, some knuckleheads. But most of the ones who in a program, sports program,
Mm-hmm.
not just play basketball, like in a program, they do well. They do very well. So let's get back to let's go to our topic because
Yes,
they
because
asked us to do this
John,
topic.
John is here, front row,
Oh
waiting.
Lord.
Hi, Fox Hill. I'm still trying to identify
Fox, I gotta give you a clue.
who you are.
Fox, I gotta give you a clue.
But I
Yeah,
am happy that you're here, and I'm also confident that you surely do know who I am. And so one day we will unveil the mask and we will know each other.
Foxel,
The
this is not a
secret will
trick, you
be
know.
removed.
This ain't a trick, Foxel. All right.
Anyhow, so Jan asked us,
What she asks.
yes, to speak to the topic why Bahamian women speak badly to their men in public.
Kennedy sub? What's the name?
Yeah, they said that the last time,
Okay.
so I'm buying
Well,
into that today.
well, I can leave that why woman talk bad to them and to you. I can just sit
Really?
here. Yeah, I can sit here and more.
Well, okay, I could run with it,
Go ahead.
right?
I can sit here all day.
Um, Speaking poorly to your mate, whether it's a man speaking bad to his wife or the wife speaking badly to the husband, is a sign, it's a symptom of a underlying problem. It means that there is a level of dissatisfaction in some area of the relationship. Now, there is another flip side to it where they saw it exemplified in their home, where the mother didn't have respect for their father. And so, therefore, they carry that legacy on into their own personal relationship. So, there are the two sides to it. Now, what could possibly be wrong? Um, you know, there's a saying out there where they say
Are you listening?
opposites attract, right? Um, but really and truly, there is no excuse. There is no excuse. A lot of times we hear people say the men are absent in the home the men are not taking the leadership
Man
role.
can't take leadership now. I can keep my mouth shut on this. But come on now, let's be honest. See, where we coming from? This real talk, right?
Hmm.
Most cases, let, since you, I can let you talk.
Go ahead, go
but
ahead.
but
I was only
the
stimulating the
man, the
conversation.
man, most time had to go in the corner because the controlling bugger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some woman is so controlling
Mm-hmm.
that even when the man speak, you tell them shut up, but
Mm-hmm.
you only saying shut up.
Oh Lord, and I know it this caused a lot of
Yeah,
fights,
yeah.
a lot of discord, and it again. You remember me saying it's
Yeah.
exemplified in the home,
Mm-hmm.
and so it causes the children to evolve with a similar situation where the girls, if it's the father who is abusing, the girls expect to be abused in their relationship.
Well, you
And if it's the father who's being abused, then the young men, I guess, could go in either direction where they was like, boy, and they resent their mothers.
but see, male, we got some male chauvinists. I ain't gonna knock all of them, but I can be,
Mm-hmm.
I want John and Big. I can be honest here. We got some male chauvinists and we got some men who like to control. But see, I believe because some men feel that I paying the bills,
Uh-huh.
so you ain't got no say.
That's how some men
Yeah,
feel,
that's how they feel.
yes. Yeah.
Because you create that. You, as a wife, create that. Because when you came into this relationship, you make it seem like, oh, you're the boss. I listen to you. You know how your voice caught?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're caught, you right there. If you dribble, your mouth open, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So 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 you set that pace that I can support you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking basketball. If I go to basketball, you will come. I give you my tennis. I give you my shake in the stand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your
You
keys,
yeah. So
and you hold on to
yeah,
everything and you wait there,
and
sit patiently
I can talk to
with
all
like
the
a
fellas a little
peacock,
bit. Yeah.
yeah,
So
and
you
proud
set
to be
this.
there.
You set
Yeah.
this that. Oh, I can accept this role,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden in the middle of the game you change because now you feel like, well, I so and so, I this and I that. But you set this trend.
But wait though, you
What
say
do you mean,
all of
wait?
a sudden it
Yeah,
changed.
overnight.
Things don't change overnight.
Listen,
It means that she was perhaps not genuinely interested,
but but
but she was playing the role.
but majority y'all is genuine when y'all start.
Okay.
Majority y'all put up with all kind of things because y'all dying to get the man. So
Oh.
you accept everything he do at the beginning because you try. If if I hold on, let me blow this on the water since you blow the water because I know this what John will hear.
Well,
So
uh-huh.
yeah,
Go ahead.
so if I was married,
Mm-hmm.
you will accept me because I was married,
What
and
do you mean by that?
you will sweetheart me because you love me and you want sweetheart me to keep me right. Oh no, I ain't nothing. Follow me,
Okay,
follow
there
me.
are some
Okay, some
persons
woman then. Okay,
who
some
will
woman.
do that
Right.
because it ain't the general
So
population.
so you will accept that, and then when you fall in love now,
Mm-hmm.
you want more.
Okay.
So you now change now because you feel that I given this dude my thing,
Mm-hmm.
and so now I just can't give him free. I need
Okay.
now to get married or what we can
Well,
do.
maybe sometimes I guess too, because when we talk
Jealousy set
about
in.
previous discussions, we talk about the fact that women move into the church. So somebody switch lanes
Yeah.
in that, okay, you and me were
Mm-hmm.
walking the same path,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm walking a new path, and I want, excuse me, I want you to walk with me. And if you don't walk with me, then I guess you go your way and I go mine.
No, not Bahamian woman. They don't do that.
No?
They fight. They like Bahamian women like fight. So what they can do? They can say, I ain't gonna let nobody come and take my man, or I ain't gonna let nobody else. They can fight.
No,
See,
but then now
because
go
they ain't
back
want
to
some.
if you go back to the example though,
Mm-hmm.
where you said that she knew you were married,
Yeah,
okay, and she played along,
yeah,
and then she fall in love, and
yeah,
so she want more,
yeah.
and so what she gonna fight? She go fight the wife?
She go fight you and the wife. Silently, she fighting the wife because she playing every game for the communication to work. Now, let me set the ground rules. I don't think we set the ground rules, you know. I can set the ground
Okay.
rules of communication, how it should work. So once I set the ground rules, then we can figure out. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when we talk in the communication in relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it should be one that we're not dominant against one another.
Mm-hmm.
We should have an equal
So basically, the first rule is mutual
mutual
respect.
Yeah. And so in relationships now, there don't be no mutual respect. Because relationships don't work with mutual respect. It's supposed to work, but it don't work.
You know, as you were talking earlier, I in
John, you could chat,
processing
you can chat.
in
Foxel, you
processing
could chat.
in
We'll
processing
take your view.
the problem,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought of it. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
we have a problem. We have a hard time accepting kindness.
Yeah.
And so when I think about the woman who is speaking ill to her husband or boyfriend or fiance, whatever it is, right? And speaking ill to him in public, it's because she knows that this man is in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
And some men show the woman that he will go the full length for her, okay? And she gets beside herself and think now, oh, he loved me and he ain't gonna leave me. Some women actually feel that the man can't find nobody because y'all like to match up with women of certain caliber, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
everybody
so
got their choices.
she
I want one who
she
punch at me, and I
probably
punch
she
back.
probably feel that he can't do
Listen.
no better, so she will speak to him in a negative way wherever she feels like and whenever she feels like doing so. Now, what does it do to the man, and how long does that man put up with that?
Well, men different from women. See,
Mm-hmm.
men don't move with emotions. Women move with emotions. So what woman intends to do, woman will shut down. They call it shut off.
Mm-hmm.
And when women shut off,
Mm-hmm.
they then move to another level.
Level.
Yeah, they then go.
Okay.
Either they go to another man,
Mm-hmm.
or they communicating with that no more. That finish with.
Mm.
Men is naive and dumb. When the house crashing,
Mm-hmm.
the man still lying there because his ego, he can't see past his ego
Okay.
because his ego is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
He believe, oh, she ain't going nowhere. Oh, she only making noise. This is the thing she say.
Okay.
She only making noise. You can sit right in the car. She can't do without me. She can't live.
So
Where she going?
how?
She ain't got no money. Those
So
type of things.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how then does he deal? Because to be spoken to
Mm-hmm.
in such a bad way in the public, doesn't that do something to a man's
Well,
ego?
well, well. If you talk to me a certain way in the public,
Mm-hmm.
some guys don't have no shame, so it doesn't matter because what he's gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
he probably wouldn't say nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but his action, because he has, if he believes he has the power
Mm-hmm.
of the money. The woman believes she have the power of the sex.
Okay.
Okay, so when he start pulling his money,
Mm-hmm.
he know that gonna irritate you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pull in your sex, he can start getting irritated because he feel, "Man, this woman, I spending this money or I doing this. So it's an issue. So let's establish how which
This
one.
exchange.
Yeah.
How who coming out on top?
Right. So for man, he say these words. not nice words. You say it most times. Oh, that so and so believe. You believe I can do it. So what man does most times, they will go sweetheart
Okay.
because they're saying I can fix her.
Mm-hmm.
If she thinks she don't be man that is sweet, I can fix her quietly. What the woman do, she play the game that she ain't hear you in public. See, women good at covering up. They love this type of
Oh,
cover.
so if the man is the perpetrator
Mhm.
of speaking ill, the woman will pretend as if she didn't hear.
Yes.
Okay.
Most times, most times, women like private.
Mm-hmm.
They so
Yeah, they don't want no seeing.
yeah,
They don't
right.
want.
So they will play like they didn't hear that,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll buff their mouth, and they go to the car or something, but they ain't saying that.
Mm-hmm.
They just leave it.
Mm-hmm.
A man in public, because his
Ego.
ego, he can
Yeah.
say something,
Okay.
or in some cases, some man will physically
Lash out.
right.
Right.
So
So the 10-pound words will come followed by a 5-pound blow.
yeah, and so what has happened? That is why good communication is the key. So when things start going out of control,
Mm-hmm.
you have that good communication. I was talking about love and communication go a long way. Remember this,
Mm-hmm.
don't forget it. Keeping a strong communication will keep a strong relationship.
Yeah, good
Good
communication.
communication will keep a strong relationship.
But what is
Mhm.
most important, I guess, in all is what you started out with, mutual respect. So when you're speaking to your partner, you must speak to that person the way you would want them to speak to you, right?
Well, well, me and you might born up in a different home, so my communication skills might be good.
Right.
So my communication is like, get your ass to do it, right? Some dudes do that because that don't necessarily mean that they speaking to you from a
Oh, from a bad
right.
place.
That's where they
It's
grew up
just
with.
how
That's
he was raised.
right. So it's the words he say after. Is the words he say like the words like if you say to him, "You just crazy," and he will say, he should say, well, "Honey, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. That's
Mhm,
just my kind of."
mhm.
What did he say?
But over time,
Yes,
as
because
you
you
because you learn
right.
me, I learn you,
Soft
and
communication, I
so
call it. The
yes.
soft communication. Sometimes woman or man, so I have to be careful here because I don't have to understand the communication language. And you have to understand me from you started.
Hmm.
So you know what I
And you
meant.
should grow
Right,
with over time.
right.
So if you speak poorly to me, even in private, and I say to you, I don't like it, right? As opposed to getting mad, right? Because that's another thing. Sometimes I believe it's because it happened once and we do not establish the rules
There
and
you go.
say,
There you go.
okay,
All right.
that might be the way that you were brought up. Maybe that's the way you speak to other people. But when it comes to me, this is what I would like.
And it takes time.
Yes.
It takes time.
Right.
See, because
And sometimes they if they truly care,
right.
because if they don't care,
Yeah.
then they will continue
But
in the same vein.
but that's the key right there. See, the key is what you said, communication. See, the key is you have to have the good communication for they to care.
Mm-hmm.
So I give you example. Mental communication. Let's go into that.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people have mental issues. Now, let me say when I say mental, I don't mean they crazy. Sometimes it's mental. Some have issues where that don't really understand the meaning of certain things.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So mentally they're not mature enough, or
Mm-hmm.
mentally they're not. How should I say? Um, in a certain way to answer you. See, let me give you an example. What I meant. You
Okay,
got
go
it?
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. No. Go ahead. Because I
I could
am
say
thinking,
something
but
to
I'm
you,
mm-hmm.
psychology, psych, and psych you. say something to you
Mm-hmm.
using psychology
Right.
to stir you up.
Okay, so you're playing mind games.
Yeah. So mentally,
Mm-hmm.
I use it my I say get ahead you because I realize in my mind you're a bit slow. So people are there. You could answer. Yeah, you
Okay.
slow and say
So you're using a mental strategy
yes.
to do what? Get
To
the upper hand?
no, it might be the upper hand, but that's probably the only way I could get you to communicate to me back.
Oh,
You understand me?
okay.
I might.
Okay, so you have to stimulate,
There
you
you
have
go.
to stimulate
Now you got me.
the conversation
Right.
in order. And yes, you do have some relationships like that where one person is a weaker communicator than the other. Um, and I think that could be a bit of fun
Yeah.
depending on
Because you might
how
have
you use your
yeah.
mental
Because you
strategy.
might have a mental communicate. You
You
might have
may,
trouble in mental communication.
but,
In the communication, see some people say weird things in the middle of
mhm,
conversation. You
mhm.
wonder that's weird, but that's probably the way they communicate, and they do it so often.
You know what I am
Hmm.
gathering is
Most people mental
is
long
is no. What I'm gathering from that is,
Mhm.
and I may be wrong, but it seems as if, you know, I only could picture somebody who was born and bred in the Bahamas, never left the country, and the hotel, they meet this person who came to visit the Bahamas. They fall in love. And so the culture is different, the lingo is different, and so forth, right? But they fall in love and they want to build a life together. Okay? But in that kind of special situation, Tony, that is an opportunity for both individuals to grow, right? But not to be verbally abusive.
Right.
And so communication, differences in ability to communicate is a ideal ground for growing in the presence of love. But now, when there is division, disagreement, discord, then that unlevel scale now is used as a war tool. And
Hmm.
that is what I
Yeah.
think John is concerned about.
She can say
The war tool that, okay, you say you love me, but why would you speak poorly to me in the front of people
because
in public? Okay, I understand you have a temperament or whatever, but I feel something is wrong
but there's some
with the
issues.
abuser.
Yeah, there's some issues. There,
There's
there's
something
some
wrong
issue.
with the
Okay,
abuser.
there's some issues. Let's go right back to John's point. Let's turn
Mm-hmm.
John's point because she
Mm-hmm.
asked the question. It's a it's a situation going on. Like morally, it's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Some people morals are not, and the morals issues. It could be in sex, misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
It could be in
So
communication.
it's dissatisfaction in
That,
certain, and that's what I
yes, it could be in
basically.
money.
Yes,
See these issues.
yes.
See these issues. That's what caused me to be so angry. Okay, my communication to this is this: if me and you married, and you spend up all my money I make,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't communicate with you no more, honey. I talk to you and say, man, don't spend my money. Don't spend all the money. But you,
You ain't
I
listening.
need this because I need the
Right,
chicken house, and you
right.
how you can eat. So
Mm-hmm.
you communicating to me, and you saying these things, but I have an issue with it. And so what happened?
The
The
communication is
communication section
ineffective.
because
It's
now
ineffective.
I hearing you
Right.
because you spend up all my money,
Okay.
and so Let me say the word earlier because I think we need to say the word. Bitch, you spend up all my money. That's what it is. I'm sorry, but that's the point. That's what's going on. And the bitch word is I don't take you too far or you gone too far that anything you say out your mouth is irritating me.
In that particular
Yes, in that
situation.
situation.
And so it turns out that now we are, say, at the food store, and I already tell you I don't have enough money, but you push me and
And
you
you spend it
prod
and
and
you
you
you buying
irritate
clothes and you bring it.
until I give in. So now when we get into the public space now,
I roughing you
um,
up.
right,
When you come, when you come, watch this. I sitting in the car. When you come with all the groceries, right? This is what I can say to you. Put them groceries in there, say, but I ain't coming to get. That's the sign. That's one of the signs. The next sign is this. Well, why I should come out and do it. They're your things.
okay,
See, not knowing that that's your food, she can cook. For me,
right.
I ain't want to hear that. All I do want is
All you know is she done broke you,
yeah,
and you
exactly.
ain't got nothing to share and carry around the corner to the sweetheart or to go to the bar with the boys.
So I always on defense now. And another one, which is voicing that, is the one with disagreement over children. Parenting.
Okay.
Parenting creates this too. See, most men don't say much. But
You know,
them short answers which should tell women a lot. Because there's really no communication when I give you a short answer, you know. In other words,
likewise, when the woman
right.
give a short answer, or when she responds in such a negative way, not caring where it is that she is speaking to you. And so, yes. So when I look at the flip side of the example that you gave, Tony, I am thinking that, the wife, you probably stood your ground and say, look, this is all I'm giving you.
Right.
And so therefore now, when you get to the food store or in the parking lot or whatever, and you miss and say something, and then I in turn, because I'm still boiling up inside over the fact
Yeah.
that I needed this and you refuse to give it to me and I know you have it.
Right.
And so therefore I retaliate with speaking out of character or
It could go the other way around too now. So you have some woman who's the breadwinner.
yes,
So we only can't talk one side.
or who makes the larger volume.
And a man will lash out in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
He'll tell you, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing it. But a woman will keep quiet, and she cutting off. So the other end of the spec is even worse. Because when a woman quiet, you don't know what she's thinking. There's no communication level.
You could tell what a man thinking when he's quiet.
Man never quiet. After a while, he can shout out. After a while, he can't take much.
Oh, okay.
See, a woman can take abuse.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean abuse,
I understand.
okay. A
Yeah.
woman could take physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, and she think for you.
Okay.
A man, he don't take so much of that, he knock you out. See, that's it. He's so far, he can come back at you and shake you with that. He can empty himself. He can let you know, as a man, don't belittle me. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't going this way. You need to correct that. But a woman, she goes the opposite way. The worst type of relationship to have is either when a man or woman silent. That's the worst relationship to have. Because if you silent, how do I know what you like?
True.
If they say actions speak louder than words, but actions only could speak after I know, because I know what you like to eat, then I now keep putting ice cream in the fridge because I know you like ice cream. I know you like me to buy you a gift every week, or I know you like me to take you to dinner every week. That's another problem Bahamian men got. Probably sometime I raise my hand, sometime include me, because I think it's important to show more affectionate and more love. I think Bahamian men, I think this is where we fail. We drop the money or we do it, but I think,
But the affection
yeah, I
is
think
void.
because white, Jesus Lord, anyway, because white people are very, you find them very, they're very affectionate. They,
Mm-hmm.
even if they're not, they act very
Mm-hmm.
affectionate. Even the way they handle their wife, um, and we see our culture is so. Hold on, I won't say this.
Say it.
We so like to sweetheart and like to gossip. So if you decided to go with me to the movie,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be my friend in the Bahamas. Oh, Melanie and Tony. Oh, Jimmy, this one juicing this one. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it create. So women in the Bahamas, especially women like I say this, they they now hold back their affections now because they feel that the minute they do it, the
Uh-huh.
man he take it for. They scared that the Bahamian men are so weightless and shitty. They will just. I be honest. They will take that so far
Okay.
and they will try to get in your pants.
Mm.
So the Bahamian woman have to hold back.
Mm.
They can't. There's no reason why a woman or a man can't be friend.
True.
No normal friend.
But not in our
No,
society.
because we create this everybody trying.
Everything,
Yeah.
any
And it
any
all
any
began.
friendship is on a sexual
Yes,
basis.
and it all began with the gossip. See, the gossip caused the
No,
problem.
I don't know if it begins with the
No, no, no,
God.
no.
No, 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 no,
Go on,
no.
go on. I think you're missing my
It
point.
begins with the thought
Yeah,
process. We
but we have
are
to,
also
but
negative
we have
in
to
our
train.
thinking.
Yeah, but we have to be trained this way. See, it has to come from somewhere. So we train our mind have to be trained to this.
And I don't know
Mhm.
because I notice it, and it doesn't matter the age group.
Mhm.
Um, it
Sorry,
doesn't
be back now,
matter.
but your Jandy is serious like
Um, it doesn't matter the age group because I find that even with younger persons, it's like, okay, you and I are together. We're not married. So why am I dictating whether you can have other friends or not? I think it's a insecurity issue. Like you said
yeah.
a couple shows back, if you and I are married, or even if we're engaged to be married, because when I give you a ring of intention, it says now that we are in a exclusive relationship, and your looking ends here. So if me and you are only dating, I stupid to hold my affections to you unless I don't want to build a future with you, because it means that when I hold my affections from you, it gives you the freedom to go out there and seek affection
Yeah,
elsewhere.
but in the Bahamas, it's opposite though. The girls and the mothers will tell you, Charlie, we give you all your man and everything. He'll walk on you.
Yeah,
See, that's the negative.
that is a
If
misconception.
if I
Even though some men have actually caused women to think that way.
hmm,
They're the source from which that misconception originates.
okay. See, yeah, but when I don't know if you ever heard this before, and this may shock all the. I going deep now. I got I gotta go deep. You ever heard about love walking?
No.
You, John, you ever love walking? You all out there ever love walking? I can explain love walking.
Mm-hmm.
Love walking is one of the greatest things that ever happened to a man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
And in love walking, you hear it right here under the tree. In love walking, when you and your husband or you and your significant other
Mm-hmm.
leave one another and goes to work and you goes his way,
Mm-hmm.
you home or you to
Mm-hmm.
work,
Mm-hmm.
in your mind, all you thinking about is
It's
the significant other.
right.
That's love walking.
Okay.
That's how you know somebody truly love you because they love walk. That means They're away from you.
but they are with you.
They're with you. And believe this or not, you prepare yourself.
Jan says she never hear about
Oh no, created by me. So, so love
it.
walking.
Copyright,
Yeah. So,
Tony.
so love walking happens when you go to work
Mm-hmm.
and you sitting down
Mm-hmm.
and you take your steps. Like say, every time you go to the computer or go to the printer,
Mm-hmm.
you say, "Wonder what that man doing? I can hurry up cook. I get home. Let me call my mommy and see if she got some salt beef."
Mm-hmm.
And I,
So you're planning.
so you
You're
plan,
planning for
and
the coming back
right,
together at the end of the day.
and you so happy to get home to see this man and cook. That's what you call communication walking. And when you see people doing that 9 times or 10, they don't walk nobody else. They're only walking with you.
That's true.
So most times what has happened to men and women, they don't love walking.
Okay.
They love I love you with my mouth
Mm.
and make you feel good. Oh, I love you, I love you. But there's nothing behind it. See, today what we need more in the Bahamas is people who love walk.
Okay. And that sounds like a very good
Mm.
John say, "Oh, so nice." I
Yeah.
agree, John. That is nice. And as you just said, it is something that we truly
Yeah.
can benefit from
Mm.
in the Bahamas
Yeah.
and in the world.
And we have too much negative communication.
Hmm. So,
You got to be careful what you say to your significant other. You could talk and let me get back to that. Go ahead.
no, what I was thinking is
Mhm.
the love walking
Mhm.
needs to, well, I was going to say, but you have women who love walk, and I guess you have men
Mhm.
who love walk
Mhm.
too. But when you start the love talking, that's where the problem occur, because you all excited and love and warm inside, and you go to work and you start talking about what you have, and other people wanting to know how I could get some of that.
Mhm. But yeah, hear me on this. You say talking,
Yeah.
I can give you something. I won't just throw a test you so the audience over there can see you. I can use you. It'll be cool.
Go ahead.
If I sit here and I say, Melanie, I love you, would you apply be?
My reply would be, I love you too, if I love you.
Okay,
But if I don't, I say, that's what you're talking about.
exactly. That's the point. So you hit the button of the head. Most time in the relationship, you say to your
We
person,
don't express it.
Ah.
And when we express it,
Beca-
the response that we get,
the hidden, see, the hidden,
yes,
I
the
can't
real,
let you know I love you.
yeah.
Because if I let you know I love you, see, that's the response. Most times, the question is this: I love you. Next answer will be, why you ask me that? You know I love you. What you mean? What do you mean? You see, you see the miscommunication, and it's important. It's important today that in love relationship, there's so many things. See, people are scared to express their love because they feel that you'll walk on me or you will take advantage of me.
Exactly.
But if you set the ground rules from day one, now I talking about good communication starts from. Let's go back to the talk. Good communication starts
From the day,
honesty, integrity.
right? It
Yeah.
definitely includes
Right.
it. And
So-
it requires all of that.
Right. So if you in a relationship
Yeah,
with all the hidden agendas,
right. Hearing you talk about it,
John, why you got me on this love thing?
John says, how does the other party know that you're love walking?
Well, here it is, John. This is real. Tony again. You ever had a situation where you say, well, I was thinking about you today, and then the person say, well, I was thinking the same thing. That's where you know. That see, because when Boy, the Bible said is I don't go. Anyway,
What the Bible say? Go ahead.
two walk together, right?
Or it asks can to
Up
walk
together.
together
But the Bible say,
without their
don't be on
agreeing.
what?
Equally yoked.
Okay, so if you equally yoked, you
Yeah.
walking together.
Yeah.
And so that's the key.
All right.
So you have to really find your significant other who
Mhm.
gonna walk with you. I don't go biblical. Because I can send you biblical now. You the Bible.
Yeah.
So I can send you biblical if you don't go biblical, John. But I don't go biblical.
But John, actually, in addition to having that mental, what they call telepathy,
Mm.
where you thinking the same thing at the same time, the manifestation is in, again, the level of care, the level of respect. And I remember posting something on the page this week about the communication being hot,
Mm-hmm.
right?
My say it.
Honest,
My say it. Say it. Say it. Tell them what.
honest, open,
Mm.
and I can't remember what the T was for. But H for honest,
Mm.
O for open,
Mm.
and T must be truthful, but honest and truthful is the same. But basically, you have to trust the individual, so it must be the trust element
Well,
in there.
what I tell them love is friendship on
On
fire.
fire, yeah.
That's what love is.
Hmm.
Friendship on fire. And let me explain that so some of y'all don't get it, so you get it.
But
The
Tony,
more you throw the wood into the fire, the flame get hotter.
yeah,
And the fire just keep going. The minute you don't throw no wood in there, it die.
yeah,
So the minute you put love forward, care and concern, the relationship get better. The love gets sweeter. The sex get good. The communication get good.
everything improves.
Even if you can perform well, you can accept. You can say, well, next time, honey, we get that.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
so you're forgiving spirit. And John, a while ago, if you go to Acts, I think it's 10 and 39, it say, we would be with you. The Lord will be with you, with me. You know what that means? That means once you have this person who love you and individually, they will be with you
That's true.
and
That's
they
true.
will give their best foot forward.
Hmm.
But now, John, here the bad part. Now I can tell you the bad part. See, that's a good part. Let's talk about the bad part.
Uh-huh.
Good sex doesn't necessarily mean that this person love you.
What does it mean? They
Good
just could
sex mean
perform.
that I passing through and I's a good juicer. Sorry, you can say. So
Yeah.
so you could have good sex with me and we can enjoy ourselves.
I,
So
as you
go on.
as you said what you were saying, right? Because you just quote one
Why you?
scripture text,
Yeah.
but then also, in order, hi Sharon,
Oh, Sharon shows up.
in order
Hey, sweetie.
for us to truly love another person, be
Mhm.
honest to them and open with them, we must first be open and honest and trust ourselves.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we don't trust ourselves.
The question most women, especially women, like to ask is this. They always like to ask this question.
Hmm.
How, if somebody could grow to love you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
And
people.
love is a process. It's a journey,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And just how you grow to love, you may love the person from the time you met them, but
Mhm.
your love increases. And what causes that love to grow deeper?
Well, we had a saying back in the day, you will become my mother
Really?
or like my mother.
Okay.
Now, those are,
Hmm.
so,
So I mean, you care for me in
right,
every way that my mother
right,
cared for me. I accept that I could go one more step further with you that I can't go with my mother.
right. Now, let me tell you what happened to man.
Hmm.
A lot of women need to realize this. Men don't like to be out their comfort zone. So, if a man come marry you or come to live with you,
Hmm.
he want to be comfortable just as he was.
Hmm.
When you take a man out of his comfort zone, he get rattled. Now, let me give you an example. You ever see a man who love a pants? Sorry, he love the same pants, he
Yeah,
love the pants, or the
yeah,
slippers steady
yeah,
dead.
yeah,
Take that away from you. See something?
yeah,
Throw that in the garbage and say, man,
yeah.
this rotten is
Become attached to things,
right.
and so basically, again, now the communication, because communication is not always spoken,
Mhm.
and that is key because oftentimes we wait for our partners to tell us what they like or what they desire. But observation, when you truly love someone, you move, you watch, you become synchronized with them.
Mm.
You watch the way, even when it comes down to the way they sleep, what they eat, what they don't like, what they like, what they're allergic to, what irritates them, what make them happy. You are what they say into that person. And you
Mm.
say when somebody say I ain't into you, right? Jokingly we say it meaning like I ain't into what you into right at this moment. But that doesn't mean the person isn't into you, meaning that they are so involved in every aspect of your life that they know you like old
Yeah.
folks to say like a book.
But you see these hands? You see these
Mm-hmm.
hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see these hands. Okay. Men, I don't care who it is. Men love women to touch them.
Okay.
Women don't use these hands enough.
Women, you
Because
hear it?
if a woman, go on.
It's interesting because that's another problem
Mhm.
in relationships. And oftentimes you got to pay attention at the beginning of a relationship to know whether this person, because if you're looking for somebody who likes to touch and feel, don't go lock yourself down with somebody who don't like to be touched and feel and don't want you touching and feeling them.
Why you think the fellow write the song Night Nice? Only you can stop the pain.
Okay.
See. Let me tell you why I say these hands, and let me tell you what
Mm-hmm.
I see these hands here. When you touch somebody with these hands,
Mm-hmm.
you see, you know the word, what they call that word when you touch people. You touch a door and you get shocked. What is it called? Like static, electric
Static
light or whatever.
electricity.
Yeah.
Static
So
electricity, yeah.
that pass on.
Mm-hmm.
When you touch somebody
Mm-hmm.
and you touch them with a meaningful touch,
Yeah.
they feels it.
Yeah.
That like don't touch me. Like oh,
Mm-hmm.
like they.
It's
And so these hands are very important.
right, right.
Even see, I am afraid. I am afraid to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a setting, sexual setting in bed,
Mm-hmm.
touching and feeling is one of the ways that you
Well,
arouse
actually, that's
the
sensual.
yes, it's
Yeah, it's
sexual.
sensual.
So if you have a relationship where the woman just lie there,
Foxel say yes. Yes, what Foxel?
so if you have a relationship where either partner just lie there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you only got one person working. But let me
yeah.
tell you what is worse. That one person is working in this sexual intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
That one person, he's the only person really getting
You
the
think?
yeah. Because if the person is lying there, you might get satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
But if you continue doing that, she feel empty. She feel used. All you do is just jump on top of me. All you do is
Mm.
you getting off. But a woman, to go back to the hands, a woman want to be able to feel you. She want to feel
Okay.
your pulse. She
All
want to
right.
feel your touch. She want to know that this is not just sex for you. This is for me and you. Communication. Answer, answer, and call. Back and forth. Answer. So when you, folks, I can say it on the show. When you spank, like when you hit that, it answer it back up and say, right, bang. And then so it's a communication. Answer and call. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And it built up to this height.
Mm.
And then you have this big explosion.
Yeah.
So now, even in sex, It's communication going on.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so a lot of us out there, we need to go back and reinvent the wheel somehow.
Okay.
We have to then communicate some more. We need to talk to our significant others, married or not, and say, listen, honey, this ain't working. What we can do, we can do it. See, I believe.
So that is very important, and it
Yes.
has to be communicated.
Yes.
There is no other way
Yes. So
to improve on a situation unless it is communicated.
let's go back to my love walking.
Okay.
Let's go back to my love. Sharon says she loved. John says she loved this.
Yeah.
My love walking is, remember, it started in the office where when you copy in the machine and you thinking, you said, boy, I can't wait to get home so that man can put his hand on me. I hurry up, get home, and so I can't wait. It's that.
Yeah.
So the communication starts from the office.
Yes.
So when you get home,
So you have something to look forward to.
So when you get home, when you cook now, you're cooking with love. The
Yes.
pot can be right.
Yes. Yes.
The atmosphere can be right. And once you women out there, I only can talk about women now. I can get to the man in a minute. But once you women out there started to love walk, and the men reciprocate with that love walk, you will find out that relationship just
Flourishes.
that communication.
Yes. Yes.
And now
it flourishes.
And now the communication become different. The communication become
better.
okay, honey.
Yes.
No, sweetie.
Yes.
I can do this, darling. I got that. You ain't got to cook today. I can take you out. And then the man started to pay attention. And once he started to pay attention, he can tell you, no, you ain't cooking today.
Yeah. So the fire is rekindled.
There you go.
The fire is rekindled. And
go on.
So we have a couple comments here. Sharon says she agrees. Her husband often tells her that he wants to be touched more. Okay? And then Foxhill says that touching sends a message.
Yes.
Okay? So now Jan asks a question. Do you think sex or the lack thereof contributes to the rudeness in public?
Yes, because I'm angry. Because boy, let me fix this.
Like,
Not only it causes erosion. Jan, I talking direct to you now because you asked the question. Jan, let me give you one of the sadness for a man. I'm a man sitting in a chair. Ain't that, Jan, you ain't giving him the sex in the Jan? Because you might be one of the women
who just give it because you want it, not because.
Jan, let me tell you the problem. And women always say, but I can't all the time. That's not the problem. The problem is when you give it to him and how you give it to him. Most time, women say, but I give him all the time. Well, after you done go on in the bedroom and you sit in the chair, you lay in the bed, you done do all the work you got to do, then you will get it. I can say it like this on the show. My erection done dead. Time me get to the bed. Time me get to the bed. I think it will work tomorrow. I can't think but you no more. So, time, my happiness done gone. I think it's something different now. I think about my sweetheart because you done kill my good spirit. You won't give me when you want to know.
Yeah, Jan say fire. Sharon says she's been married for 30 years and the man she got would not take his hand off of her. So she have to find a way to say no, but not out loud. LOL.
There you go, child. You make sure. See. And you got to keep that relationship. Woman, if you want to see your relationship grow, grow with the man.
Yeah. And don't talk bad to him in public,
no,
for heaven's sake.
And you know what? Sometimes men is be a little rough. A woman has to be a little softer too. See, let me tell you something. Women don't say much, but women say them short words. They cut everything through you.
Wow.
Them short words. Huh? You watch it. Huh? You don't want me telling you. You don't want me tell you. In other words, she won't. She will tell you. You couldn't even get her up last night. You know what I'm doing, no man.
Well, that in itself
Woman is
is
trouble.
something too that
Woman is trouble.
women do not attack a male's sexuality.
Or ego, yeah. You
Yeah.
got him flat on the face.
In essence, I think maybe like you suggest, the touch.
Oh,
if
yeah.
he's having problems,
Yeah.
that tenderness that
Yeah.
you bring to the not to the bedroom now. Don't try, that tenderness, like we covered in a previous show. It has to be ongoing. It has to be ongoing. If you want the fire to stay lit, you have to continue to every day, every moment of the day, put some wood in the fire.
And Jan and Sharon, let me say this to you all. Sometimes you all like to put on the TV because you all didn't want to cheer and hear what's going on. I know, right? But sometimes that show you got on could be so distracted it throw the whole atmosphere in hell. So you have to then pick the right time setting music or the right
Create the atmosphere.
and build
Create
it
the atmosphere.
and build it
Yeah.
and build it to
And
that atmosphere.
continue to add to it too.
And I know you got to go to work in the morning. Stop putting the man on that time clock. Yeah, Sharon, I think Sharon says the man can't keep you on over. Yeah, Sharon.
She said he think he still young.
Yeah.
What she say? My husband finds other ways to make love.
There you go.
He doesn't care if he can't get it up.
Right. Sharon, you right. That's why I go on with this sermon. Sharon, and you right. See, there's some things that when you're in love, you don't have to ask. It just happen. Like certain things happen. Like you stumble over some things.
Yeah.
Stumble over.
Yeah.
Like
And I think as you talk about stumbling, we have to be, what is the word? We have to be ready and open to explore new things. Sharon said it. Many ways, many different ways that you can give your partner pleasure.
yeah, man.
Many ways to do so. Foxhill, what that saying? I can't see that.
She flying. She eagle. Or something.
Flying high, but happy, eh?
Yeah. So
it in green,
Yeah.
and let me
So-
see if I could get closer.
so what we need, our lesson,
Say bring it on.
our lesson, and it's a lesson. It's a lesson in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Stop believing, especially the men. Stop believing that we know it all and we got it all. Women teach us a lot of things, especially in certain times. If most times in our relationship, if we listen to the woman, we wouldn't be in the hell we be in. Let me give example. I'll give example. A woman could see another woman trying to hit on a man,
Definitely.
So a woman see that before that even happened, she done pick that up, and she telling you, boy, you do, and she telling
Yeah.
you, she communicating with
But
you,
it's the same thing with men. Men read men better than women do.
right?
But women are smarter than men.
But men
When it comes to relationships,
Men dumb. Men,
Yeah.
I can be honest.
we
most
we
men,
are
most men-
our feelers are always
most men,
like the wasp. You get near the wasp nest and you see the wings start flapping.
our ego.
Yeah.
See. Let me tell you.
Ego is blind.
I gotta communicate with it because I's man. Don't tell me what to do. If I can get hit and crash, let me crash. Alright,
No,
that's
but
mine.
sometimes you need to, like you say, listen and let your partner, the female, help you along.
Yeah.
And
And-
it isn't necessarily to work hard when
But-
you could work smart.
But most times in relationship, we so blind and we so ignorant as man. We let so much things get into our relationship, and we screw up a beautiful relationship. And that's why some of the women act what they act now, because now you going do fool And now you expect the woman to do the same thing she was doing?
Okay.
The woman now, she feel that you violate her.
Yeah.
She feel that you violate her. Somebody sent us. I gotta read this.
No, that's the topics.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, um, a woman don't want to be a woman no more. She don't want to be. She don't want to be a woman to this husband.
But she just putting up with it.
Yeah,
And
because
that could be one of the reasons why they speak so poorly
yeah,
in
be,
public as well, because
because
they're
now,
just
yeah,
irritated
yeah,
and
because now,
annoyed and fed up.
because now she know you hitting somebody on the side.
Mm-hmm.
She can't be herself because she feel violated. And once she feel violated, she feel so nasty that every time she go
You
to
think? You think
every
she?
time she go every time she go to or you go to put your hand on her,
Yeah.
she got this drawback.
Make a skin crawl.
Yeah. And sometime when she find out who the woman is even
Oh, that
worse.
may.
So she just will be. So you got this woman who's a wicked witch from horror. You like, and she got you have them collect when you open the collect bottle and the foam come out. She right
Oh
the
Lord.
minute you don't you ain't expect no. She can lash at you in the street. And she ain't care where she lash at you
No,
because the
because
hurt inside.
yeah, just irritated.
And so our time is rolling
Our time is
and our
running.
time is up. And in relationship, I believe the communication is the greatest thing, not sex, communication.
Yeah.
Because after the sex is gone,
Yeah.
the
Communication
is the
continues.
only to
Yeah.
survive.
And so it is important that we are able to speak our minds, speak our truths. That's key. But we must do it in patience. We must do it with respect. And we must get our point across clearly. What you will not accept, make it clearly known. What your partner will not accept, be willing to work with them. Because when communication is gone, all else is gone.
So we're gonna close, but I want to say something before I close. When we come to communication, and and you have to have a willingness to communicate without blaming
Yes.
and pointing finger.
Yes.
We love to do that. That's one of the things we do, and I think that's the worst thing that could happen to a relationship. And no one went to talk it. No one went to talk. See, in a heated moment, that's not that time to talk. And if you can talk in that heated moment, you gotta know what to say in that moment, because that moment could be one of the, So you gotta, and the older a relationship get, the older, like I say, the older a man and woman get in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it become complicated because one side of the relationship is growing faster than the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the woman have to take care of the man. The man be sick and so the woman patience have to be twice as
Or the
much.
man have to take care of the
Yeah, but
woman.
most times the man goes sweetheart and then he come back and the woman take you back and that kind of stuff. So the woman have to take care of the man. So most times the woman is be the one who have to be the patient because this old dude who's stubborn. Because men get stubborn when they get old.
Oh, they stubborn before they get
Yeah, but they
old.
get more stubborn when they old.
More
So most
stubborn,
time,
yes.
so instead of
And when they are sick, oh heaven
yeah, they're
help a
stubborn,
woman
and so the
who
woman has
has
to
to
be
deal with a sick man.
yeah, and so the woman has to be the one to tune it down a little bit and understand that this man sometimes they're off,
But I could tell you one thing, right? The woman will take the man back and she will
Now,
demonstrate
why you had to go there?
understanding.
Why you had to go there?
But trust me, when men are sick, I remember when I was studying abroad, there was this lady. She had this living partner, and he was black, she was white, and he was cantankerous before. but he had a stroke.
Mhm.
And it's a good thing women this establish friendships, But you would hear her say when you ask, "Oh, how's he doing?" He right there just carrying on like a fool. She have to take care of him. She have to feed him. She have to bathe him. But he's still rowing, fussing, and carrying on. Right? So
Mhm.
the patience
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
This is the time when the woman could get the upper hand. I could take care of you, but I could beat you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
But
better behave yourself or you will get
yeah,
beaten.
yeah.
Whilst I feed you, I will spank you like how you spank the little kids when they behaving badly.
But
Yeah.
men over 50,
Mhm.
when men start getting, I say 55.
Mhm.
When men start getting to 55, they become like a baby. They started to becoming like a
It's
baby.
time for them to catch their
Yeah, yeah,
senses.
but they don't catch the senses. See, let me go back a little bit. When men become 55, they become where they find this new life. That's when most time they go find sweetheart because they find this new life. Let me explain the
Uh
life.
huh.
The life is that my children all grew up. I
Mhm.
don't just I got a house. I got a car. I got
Women
money.
have 10 years on you because
Yeah,
from they reach
you
40,
may have
they
10 years,
discover
but
that.
this is when we fool ourselves
Mhm.
that we go get this young girl.
Oh, so
Yeah,
stupid, eh?
because we gotta test our Viagra.
So stupid. So
But it's
stupid.
true. We gotta go.
So stupid.
So maybe, maybe,
Sharon, you're so lucky. At least yours it's still touching and feeling at home. Yeah.
so so when you and so it could create a problem. That's when most times the relationships
Mhm.
start having problems.
Mhm.
When the
Mhm.
man feel like he losing, he got to go back to the baby life, and then after when he gets 60,
Mhm.
he play the blame game.
And start blaming the woman.
Blame with everything. She get blamed for everything. I can't find my shoes. I can't find where you put my hat. Where you do this? Where you do? So
Cantankerous.
yeah. So I gonna close on this.
Yeah.
I can close on this because we gotta close. Please let them each other, man and woman.
Mhm.
It's okay to disagree, but let them express themselves. Each other should
Yes.
express themselves
Listen.
and listen
Listening is
and
key.
hear
And
each
don't
other.
listen to answer. Listen to understand.
Mm.
Because that's key.
But
It ain't make sense in listening if you're only listening
mm,
to give an answer. Listen to understand where your partner is
mm,
at
mm,
and what point they are trying to get across to
mm.
you.
And this is coming from the ghetto perspective, where the real world is. See, those people who trying to live that highfalutin life, the real.
The damage.
Let me tell you. Let me give you how it works. They put their food stores on their mall and over the hill,
Mm-hmm.
so they need us to get their money, but they don't respect us.
Mm.
You see, so once we in over the hill, we call it, and
Mm-hmm.
in the ghetto,
Mm-hmm.
we speak our truth. Don't try to live like them. They're only looking for money. They have more problems than you could shake a stick.
So start living the right life from the beginning.
Yeah,
Don't
stay
don't
in your
try to
lane.
emulate. All
Stay in
right?
your lane. That's why
Yeah.
I come in.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane.
Right.
If you know you and your husband only could
Afford corned
afford
beef and rice,
$2,000 a month to share between the rent,
the
this and
light
that,
bill, the
stay in your lane.
utilities. Yeah.
Because if you go out your lane, I come in here. So if you go out your lane, you're having too many problems. The communication broke down. When the communication broke down, the family setting breakdowns. When the
Mm-hmm.
family setting break down, everything
Mm-hmm.
go on hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once it break down, it's almost like they say impossible. You need God then to bring it back.
So stay disciplined. Play basketball.
Stay,
Get your discipline on point.
stay in your
Tony,
lane.
next week what we talking about?
I had some topic right now. Remember?
The cougar.
Oh, the cougar. Oh, the
Yeah.
cougar. Next week's the cougar.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I wonder who's the cougar.
I don't know.
That them ones he married.
Anyhow,
He all about
taking the young
taking the
girl's
young.
boyfriend.
Y'all cougars are there's a lot of y'all. All of a sudden they divorced. They won't be married no more.
Okay.
Y'all leave these young
Don't
people
play the
alone.
field.
Yeah,
Well, they say men could do it.
young people.
Say that's true.
So
They
next
say
week,
men could do it, so they playing the man game, taking the young boys.
woman, know your role. You can't match up with the man. Stay in them. Stay home. Because you all cougars out there, you're looking for trouble. Anyway, COVID-19 is still here.
Come and meet the
Wash your
light of
hands.
me.
Wear the
Let's go
mask.
under the
Keep
tree.
the distance.
Come and go.
Stay
Speak your mind
home.
and you'll be
That's
free.
it.
Come
Next
and
week,
meet the
next
light
time,
of me.
God's willing,
Let's
we'll
go
be on.
under the tree.
From under the tree, Melanie and Tony.
Under the tree.
Under the tree once again.
Under the tree.